Welcome to Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we have more stream reveals. We have Vanquisher finally coming out. I know I've been away for a while. I just took a little break. If you haven't picked up your Bermuda singles yet, you can do so at www.claretcards.com. Link is in the description. You can use the code Solemn to get 5% off, especially if you're in Europe. Bermuda's looking insane once again. Best deck in format. In standard, honestly, once Riviere drops, it is the only viable deck. Look at the amount of statistics. It's insane. It's literally you play this deck and then 3 tiers below are all the decks we thought were always best deck. It's really insane. Well, now we're getting into the stream reveals because maybe this set may change that. We don't know yet, but you can only figure that out once you know skills. So we have Dragonic Vanquisher, the VR, obviously for Narukami, XL. Continues on V during your turn. If a total of 3 or more of any player's cards were bound this turn, all of your front row units get power plus 10,000. This is a very strong skill. Like, binding in Narukami is very easy, especially once you see these new cards, and so you will always get a passive plus 10,000 to front row, especially because we also saw some weird multi-attack potential calling that I'm noticing in these new cards during the battle phase. Maybe I read that wrong, but still, you'll be able to do quite some shenanigans. 10,000 is a lot. Obviously, Murakumo had it for basically free on Hyaki Vogue, but it was always a turn later, so this is basically you ride and instantly it's gonna be live if you were able to bind some stuff from your opponent. Now, act on V, once per turn, cost Counterblast 1, choose one of any player's front row rear guards and bind it. If your soul has a grade 3, you and your opponent choose a card from their hands and bind it. So it's a bit sad that the second part is tied behind the grade 3 in soul once again, because honestly, when we look at all the best decks now in standard, they all go off the second they ride 3. They can do it on opponent's grade 2s, don't give a damn. Going second still sucks, but at least your shit is instantly live if you survive your opponent's grade 3 turn. And now we're once again going towards this, oh, wait a turn. That's a bit weird to me. Maybe the rest of the skill and the other cards in the set make up for that, but like, given that Riviere actually murders people the second they ride 3, you're on 2, that's too bad, just die. This one doesn't, so it's a bit weird that they would still go for this, trying to balance cards this way, when they've already released cards that aren't balanced this way, and so everything they release afterwards needs to counter the thing that came before, or you're just releasing weaker cards again. That's an issue we've seen with Phantasmal, where that set was so bonkers insane levels of creep, and then so many things after it just weren't as creeped at all, that nothing really came close to Mura. Sure, we had Tachi, which was good, we have Agravane, which is good, but all the other clans feel very lackluster compared to Phantasmal. And so now we have Bermuda as this new dominant overlord once again, so it's just weird to me that they would once again put this restriction on cards. Like, why? Just embrace your creep, because otherwise you just have the same playing field for months on end once again. Now, we have Jaggy Shot Dragoon, Excel Auto on VNR. When it attacks a Vanguard, bind a card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards, bind it, and if your opponent's front row has no rear guards, you draw a card. If this was on a grade 2, it would be insanely good. Sadly, it's on a grade 3. Maybe this is a backup grade 3, but overall, we do want some ride consistency. We don't want to ride this, I believe. Luckily, we do have the new grade 3 searchers, so it's maybe fixed that way. Still, I'm not sure if this really would be the backup. I still think Gauntlet Buster is a really nice thing to have access to. Maybe even the Tonics Drill. Doubt it though. I think we will probably see like Vanquisher with some teched Gauntlet Buster. And then if there's any grade 3 that's actually insane, maybe it's this one that could pop up as well. Now, it also says at the end of the battle it attacked, if your Vanguard is Dragonic Vanquisher, put this unit in your soul and draw a card. I'm most interested in the binding from hand when this card attacks, because as you will see, the next card will actually work with that. We have a Demonic Dragon Berserker Shatura. When its attack hits a Vanguard, cost Soul Blast 1, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and bind it. It says when bound from hand during your turn, you may call this card to R. If you called, this unit gets power plus 10,000 until end of turn. So you have Dragonic Vanquisher's continuously boosting the front row, and then this one, when bound from hand, can be called to R with an extra power boost. So you could swing with Draggy Shot Dragoon and then call a Shatura during the battle phase to an already occupied circle, and then gain the power both from himself and the continuous Dragonic Vanquisher, and so that way you're creating some very powerful multi-attacks, as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm missing something. Of course, I'm just going live through it, but that seems like a pretty solid interaction, and so maybe we are forced into playing Jaggy Shot for that interaction, unless there's other cards in the set already that do that better. Furthermore, we also have the new SSRs that were revealed. So if you don't know, SSRs are special inclusions into the cases. These are not SVRs as far as I'm aware. They're really pretty. We have the Vanquisher SSR. Look, oh, I'm not a big fan of like the little gold man on the side, the player, because I think that's overkill. But everything else, those borders, those fancy leathers, like all of that looks amazing. For Revon, once again, we have those leathers, we have the borders. It's beautiful. Again, the little man isn't as obvious on Revon as he is in Vanquisher. Still, I would like to just not see him. Regardless, it's not that obstructive in any way, so it's still looking amazing. And finally, we also have Claret. Look at that. Now, in Claret, I don't mind the player icon at all because it's really well hidden behind these massive, like, characters. So there it's fine. I definitely think Claret is the best looking one. God, this is a really pretty high rarity card right there. Definitely excited for those. Now, that will be all for today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to release a State of Cardfight Vanguard video. As you know or don't know, a few months ago I made a video where I basically went over what's Vanguard like right now, you know, every aspect, and so I was hoping to do that once every few months. So tomorrow will be the next one, and yeah, hopefully you stick around to check that out because usually it's a pretty in-depth, interesting talk, I would say. I also quite enjoy the comments that you leave there in those videos. With that said, that is all for today. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, please subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Also like the video. For some reason, people now care about likes on videos. It helps with the YouTube algorithm now. It didn't used to back in the day, like a year ago or so. Now it does. So like, I hate asking, but oh well, it's what it is. And of course, if you're still looking for your Bermuda Triangle pre-orders, claretcards.com, use the code Solemn to get 5% off. And yeah, enjoy some insanely disgusting meta decks. I will be playing Riviere. It's best deck. What can you say? It's just too good. You're forced to play it. Regardless, I'm still enjoying playing my other decks as well. Shadows in Standard, Great Nature in Premium, Grand Blue in Premium, Shadows in Premium, you know, quite some decks that are really fun. I will see you soon. Ciao.